Alright guys, welcome back for another video. So the market has been crazy this weekend. So we have Bitcoin crashing, gold crashing, silver crashing. So this video will be pretty simple. I'm gonna go over my game plan, talking about SPY specifically, the key level I'm watching. But before I actually go into my personal analysis and all that stuff, I want to actually go over the calendar. First the economic calendar and then the earning calendar, just to have an idea about what kind of earning we'll be having next week. So first let's go over the economic calendar really quick. So that's what I have here. So we need to actually be aware about what kind of event we'll be having next week. So if we look at the calendar here, so we started Monday with PMI data. So we definitely gonna have some data to actually be aware of. So 15 minutes after the market open, we're gonna have that data that will actually move the market. But if you look at the overall of this week, right, there's going to be an employment week, and that data will be mainly coming out on Friday. But let's actually go over, day by day. So on Tuesday, right, we're definitely gonna be watching another PMI data, but also the job opening data as well. So it seems like pretty much the same. We'll see. On Wednesday, we have ADP employment. On Thursday, we have more data regarding jobs. So we have initial jobless claim. And we also have Rafael Bostic speaking as well. The key day will be Friday. So again, Friday is pretty much where we're going to have a lot of volatility. So before the market open from Thursday to Friday, any swing opportunity, any swing position will be highly risky. So on Friday, before the market open, we're going to have a nice range of unemployment data. So we have unemployment report, unemployment rate, US hourly wages, and also the hourly year over year. So if you look at the US unemployment report, we pretty much have let's look at here what's the data here. So the previous rate was about 50,000, and the forecast is pretty much 55,000. So the unemployment report seems to actually go lower. The rate, however, seems to be pretty much the same, 4.4 and 4.4 from the previous rate. So that's what the forecast is. The forecast seems to be not to be higher so far, but we'll see how it goes. And the same thing for the US hourly wages as well, pretty much equal. The US hourly wages year over year, we're going down compared to the previous rate. So we'll see how those forecasts tend to be related to the previous rate, and based on that, the market will definitely move. That's something to watch on Friday before the open. All right, and quickly let's go over the earnings calendar as well. So we have a bunch of earnings companies we have a bunch of companies releasing their earnings, and let's actually go over some of the key names. So we have Disney, we have Palantir, we have PayPal, we have AMD, Super Microcomputers. We also have Chipotle as well, Uber. So I'm going over the key names that will be interested in watching the earnings. Alphabet, Qualcomm, Snapshot, and I'll also watch ARMS as well, and also Novodix as well, and Amazon, Roblox, Reddit, and that's about it. And FM as well. That's about it. That's the key name I'll be watching. Maybe I'll take some of them, but mainly I'll be watching here to see how I can play the price action right after the earnings, or even like be ready for the next earnings as well. So I'm not gonna spend too much time in this. I'm gonna go over the price action. I don't want to make this video too long. So let's go over the price action really quick and talk about SPY. Boom. Right here. So I'm going to go over the SPY chart here. All right. So we're going to go over the whole main analysis here. All right. So let's actually clear this. Let's start from the start. So let's go over the weekly time frame to see what we have right here. So if you look at the weekly time frame, we will see that the market was able to actually make a new all-time high last week, despite being like already near the top. We're pretty much making new all-time high. So let's actually have that level on the chart right here. Boom, that's the weekly high. The weekly high is the new all-time high. And here we also have the weekly low. So let's actually have that as well here. All right. So here, this one, I'm going to make this purple right here. That's where we actually pretty much like have the low of the weekly high. And we also have the low of the weekly candle, and we also have the high of the other weekly candle as well, pretty much be the all-time high. So if you go to the daily time frame, that's how we actually trade it right here. So all you have to see pretty much the last 5 daily red candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we actually started here, that's the money candle. So we actually started here, go hit that all-time high and came back, pushed all the way down here, and pretty much closed on Friday at this level right here. So that's why we are pretty much inside that range. So you can see the market very much at the high, and based on the news and the volatility we had on the weekend, the market been pushing down. All right, so we pretty much have a push down on the market, and we need to see where we open. So quickly, I think we already about 5 p.m. on my side here, so we can definitely check the exact time, the exact price on SPY right now, just to have actual data. So right now SPY is at 688.7. So we pretty much like right here. Let's actually have that on our chart. 688 around this level right here, unless I'm gonna make this white right here and make this a dash line. So the price action is around this level. So we pretty much actually have a gap right here. That's what we actually open. So we're still above, right? The weekly low, which is about the 684.7. So we're still above the weekly low. So one thing I'm definitely watching on SPY here is to watch that 684.7 at the bounce level. Right. So I need to actually see that level to actually add a support. We need to see the buyers hold that level. If the market tends to actually push down, if the sellers are still aggressive, we start to push it down right here. We need to see that level needs to actually add a nice support. All right, and I'm talking about here for my day traders in general. So we need to watch this level, the bounce level. If we lose that level, then we can easily go back and retake that 680 level. 680 level is all the way down here. All right, easy from 684 to 680 level. That's about 4.7 move to the downside. If you lose the 680 itself, that's about like more than 8 point move down. Definitely worth watching, but definitely watching that 684 at the support level and the bounce level. And if we can actually reclaim the 690, I would definitely be watching for a push up near the all-time high. I want to let's actually have the 690 on the chart as well. So the key level I'm watching here, the 690 on SPY right here, and let's actually make this red here. So I want to see the price above the 690 to actually go push near the 696 and 697.7. Definitely we need to actually watch that price action. But so far again, it all depends about where we open Monday. All right, the price action pretty much trading below the 690, and if it come down near the 684, as I said, I want to see a bounce right here, and that would be a bounce, a key bounce level to actually enter for a buy. But if the buyer cannot defend that level and the seller are really strong, then I'll probably look for pretty much a retest to actually go and actually take that rejection as well and play the bearish move to the downside. That's something I'm definitely watching on SPY. Nothing really crazy. That's pretty much like a really simple analysis just for Monday or right away. But if you look on the bigger view right here, well, I want to show you guys what I'm looking for. Let's actually go to the daily 4 hour really quick. There's that simple trend line, pretty much like two level of trend I'm definitely watching right here. That I'm watching to see if we lose that, and that also gonna be at the confluence of that same level right here, right? So we're gonna have a nice confluence part at this level. All right. So nice confidence right here. So as we actually come down right here, and we pretty much like losing that 684.7, right, that level, we can also break that trend line. So altogether, that break will be super bearish because we're probably gonna be breaking a support level and also that trend line as well. So I'm definitely expecting a bounce right here. But if that happen, then I'm definitely open to actually focus on put position and go all the way to the 680 or 667, 66. 676, sorry. All right, so definitely watching for that right here. So this right here is going to be key point or area of the chart that I can actually look for a bounce. But if that failed, then I'll probably be open to actually focus on enter any put position. All right, so that's something I'm definitely watching. And if we bounce, then I'm definitely be looking for a reclaim of the 690 level. All right, if you reclaim the 690 level, then we can actually have a nice push near the all-time high and continue to go higher. Again, one of the biggest moves we're gonna have this week is going to actually happen on Friday, and we also see Amazon might be pushing the market as well based on their earnings. So we're gonna see how it goes. So I'm not gonna make this video too long, so I'm probably gonna straight stop here. But just before that, let's actually have a quick look on NQ really quick. I was looking at that only earlier. So if you go to the 15-minute time frame, we have that trend line that from Friday having a nice resistance, and since we keep rejecting that trend line over again. Even we have that gap down right here, came back, fill that gap, and since we had a rejection. So it's either tomorrow pre-market can actually break that trend line and take over the 25K.6. Right? If we actually take that level above it, there's a good chance that we can actually bounce and actually have distant green later, right? By pre-market, we will see. But it seems like so far that trend line is pretty much a good resistance, and the sellers are not letting the buyer taking over, right? So we'll see how it goes. Again, we have a couple hours before the open tomorrow. We'll see how everything played out. I mean, that's something I'm definitely watching. If we get below the 25.4, then that can be really bloody because we can actually go lower near the 25K right here, continue to actually push lower by Tuesday, right? Not just on Monday, but by Tuesday. And that's about like, let's see, what's the estimate on that? If you look at here, it's about 1.5 point move to the downside, right? So hopefully that actually hold. So far, we have a lot of blood in the market, and the market can actually go lower as again we'll be trading at all-time high. So there's a lot, profit that can be given out. So we'll see how it actually played out. But that's what I have for this video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, and see you on the next video.